Good afternoon, everyone. Rob Orson with the Emerging Revolutionary War. Thank you for following us all day. We've left Concord. We're now on Battle Road, just behind the Minuteman Visitor Center. Behind me is the site of Parker's Revenge, which back in 2012, through the research, they changed it, how Billy shifted. They changed the location of Parker's Revenge from over here through archaeology and other documentary research. We'll shift this way now. You know it's over here in the woods, and the reason why you see this big crowd is the MPS has one of the better battle demonstrations of any national park, where they actually interpret and do demonstrations along Battle Road between the regulars and the militia and Minutemen have been called out. And so we are at Parker's Revenge, busy. It's crazy to actually do any real interp here because of all the people, but we figured we would do a quick video, talk about Parker's Revenge a little bit about Battle Road. Keep in mind, as soon as the regulars leave out of Concord at Merriam's Corner, the various militias start hitting them along what we call Battle Road today. Keep in mind, Battle Road just isn't in the park. It will continue on through Monotony and into Cambridge. So we're going to actually do a couple stops later this afternoon if Billy doesn't pass out. He's our cameraman right now. There you go, Billy's down. How many hours, Billy?
We're approaching 30.
30 hours. We haven't slept. No sleep. We're on pure adrenaline. Anyway, so Battle Road's bigger than just what you see in the national park today, but it's a great representation of the stone line walls, the hills, the woodlots that these militiamen used to attack the regulars. And Kevin's going to talk a little bit about what happened behind us here at Parker's Revenge.
All right, thank you, Rob. Good afternoon, yes, it is afternoon still. It's been, as Rob mentioned, a long day for us all. It was a long day as well for Captain John Parker's Lexington Militia on April 19th, 1775, 250 years ago today, of course. We didn't do a live video, at least with us interpreting, from Lexington Green this morning, but hopefully you were able to watch our broadcast of the battle scenario that was played out there on Lexington Green this morning. Of course, that featured recreation and portrayal of Captain John Parker's 77 men of the Lexington Militia, which in that quick little skirmish at Lexington Green, where the first shots of the American Revolution were fired, 8 of Parker's men were killed and 10 were wounded. Despite the little drubbing that they took there at Lexington Green that morning, Parker was able to rally his men as the British troops were withdrawing back east toward Boston by the afternoon of April 19th. And here in this area, Parker's men were able to take advantage of some local terrain that they knew quite well here on the Nelson Farm, utilizing a lot of these rock outcroppings that you're able to see here. And as the British approached, the main column approached of the British forces, Parker's men were able to lay down some deadly fire against the front of the British column, including wounding Captain Parsons of the 10th Foot, and also wounding Lieutenant Colonel Francis Smith, who was leading the expedition overall, at least in the morning part of the expedition itself before British reinforcements arrived. So Parker's men were able to deal quite a bit of damage. They did suffer some damage themselves, though, as British flankers began to arrive, sweeping the fields and woodlots on either side of the road, these rock outcroppings here. One of the men to fall and ultimately be mortally wounded here in the fight known as Parker's Revenge was Jedediah Monroe, who was actually wounded in the morning's fighting at Lexington Green, recovered enough to be back with Parker's militia company by the afternoon of April 19th, and then was mortally wounded here and ultimately died here. So both sides got a little bit of give and take here in the area, but ultimately the British were able to continue pushing along what is now known as the Battle Road and continuing back east toward Boston throughout the daylight hours of April 19th. So stay tuned with us throughout the afternoon. We're going to have some... Oh, yes, go ahead.
One thing. So we're going to do a live cast of some of the fighting. You guys have not seen Mark Malloy all day. Supposedly, he's over here somewhere in the woods. So
we're skeptical.
So
he's here.
When we do the live cast, you hear laughing in the distance. You know Mark is okay. So yeah, our next video is going to be the live cast. And after that, we're going to go back to Lexington, and we're going to talk a little bit about the relief column that comes up, and then we'll continue a few more stops along the way, as long as our troops here will handle the time up. But stay tuned, we'll do have more, and thanks for watching.